Have you ever read a book that is so burned in to your head and it's just refused to leave? That's what I felt like reading Bunny by Mona Awad. When I first read some reviews, someone had referred to it as like having a lobotomy in all the best ways. And honestly, I get it. I get it. This book is strange, dark, and ultimately captivating. Warning, this does include some spoilers, some intense topics, and a whole lot of Bunny. I hope you enjoy. Bunny follows Samantha Heather Mackey, a scholarship student in an elite writing program at a New England university. She's an outsider, and the rest of the students, adorably nicknamed the Bunnies, are terrifyingly cutesy, eerily close-knit, and manipulative. The story kind of starts off like a dark campus comedy, but it quickly spirals into something surreal, horrifying, and psychologically very intense. Secrets, obsessions, and rituals make a book that is totally hypnotic and unsettling. Mona Awad is a Canadian author known for blending literary fiction with horror and surrealism. Her work often explores the dark, twisted side of human psychology while using sharp, witty prose. She is a master at creating worlds that feel familiar, that are just slightly off, enough to make you question reality. The themes in Bunny are extremely dark and deeply psychological. You've got isolation, obsession, peer pressures, identity, and a creepy commentary on elite creative communities. Genre-wise, it is literary horror, dark comedy, and surrealism all in one. A lot of people are coining this as a dark academia. The writing style is so unique. Mona Awad immerses you into Samantha's mind so fully that you feel every fear, every small victory, and every very twisted thought. It's the type of book that really does stay with you even after you have closed the book. Bunny fits into a current trend in modern literary fiction, the blending of surrealism, psychological horror, and dark comedy. Books today are increasingly exploring the human mind in twisted, imaginative ways. Stories that don't just scare you, but mess with your perception and leave you questioning reality. Mona Awad truly does take that trend to an extreme. The horror isn't just in what happens, it's in how your mind tries to make sense of it, how ordinary settings like a library or a university campus become landscapes of dread and obsession. For me, Bunny was intense. I couldn't stop thinking about it while I read it. I felt the need to talk to literally everyone about it. It is just that kind of book. Every scene lingers in your mind, sometimes uncomfortable, sometimes thrilling, and most of the time unforgettable. Samantha, our narrator, is somewhat quite easy to empathise with despite the horror theme of the book. She's cynical, isolated, and painfully aware of how she just doesn't fit in, but she's also smart and observant, and you really feel her frustration, her fear, and sometimes even her dark amusement. Her perspective draws you in to this twisted world, making you complicit in both the humour and the horror. And then there's the bunnies themselves. On the surface, they seem absurdly cute, tiny, giggling, obsessed with each other and their rituals. But that grotesque innocence makes them genuinely terrifying. They're like a comic relief and horror all at once. You laugh at their ridiculous antics, but then you realise just how manipulative and sinister they actually are. That tension keeps you on edge, and it's part of what makes Bunny a really unique reading experience. One scene that really stuck with me for its intensity, and yes, its dark humour, is when one of the bunny man hybrids' heads explodes. It's grotesque, shocking and somehow kind of hilarious at the same time. The moment perfectly captures how Awad is capable of blending surreal horror with absurdity. You're horrified, but you can't look away, you can't stop reading, and part of you is laughing nervously. Awad constantly shifts the tone between funny and horrifying and surrealism. One moment you're laughing at a ridiculous bunny moment, the next you're recoiling at the scene of violence or psychological terror. It's masterful manipulation. You never really quite know how to feel, and that tension really does keep you glued to the page. I don't want to spoil too much, but the plot twist, wow. There's a line between reality and delusion that is almost blurred perfectly, and it left me questioning what really happened. Some fan theories suggest that the bunnies represent different facets of Samantha's mind, or even that the events are a metaphor for the pressures of artistic creation and conformity. Others think it's a dark exploration of toxic friendships and envy taken to the extreme. It's the kind of story that does open room for interpretation, which is part of the reason why it is so memorable. One of the most fascinating fan theories of Bunny is that the entire book could represent a form of schizophrenia. Some readers argue that everything from the premise and the bizarre ritualistic behaviours of the bunnies to the university itself might only exist in Samantha's mind. Every character, every interaction, even the creepy otherworldly events and elements could be interpreted as part of her delusion. This perspective turns the book into a deeply psychological exploration of mental illness, identity and perception. And exciting news! Mona Awad has a follow-up coming out called We Love You, Bunny. While details are still under wraps, it's expected to continue the dark, surreal world that she has created in Bunny. Fans of the book are already buzzing about what new horrors, humour and psychological twists will be coming. I believe as filming today on the Tuesday, the 23rd of September, it is out today. Now, thinking about the upcoming We Love You, Bunny, this theory raises interesting possibilities. If the first book is indeed all within Samantha's mind, how does a sequel fit in? One way it could work is that the second book will explore the real world outside of the delusion, or perhaps dives even deeper into her psyche, showing new layers of surreal horror and dark humour. It could challenge readers to question what's real even more intensely, or maybe it intentionally subverts the schizophrenia theory entirely, giving us a different lens through which of how to see Bunny and Samantha, through which to see Samantha and the bunnies. If you like books that are disturbing, funny and utterly original, Bunny is for you. It's not just a story, it's an experience. The intensity, the writing style, and the darkly funny, horrifying plot makes it impossible to forget. I can guarantee you'll be long thinking about it after you have finished the last page. I will say Bunny is not a book for everyone, and that is totally okay. Its dark humour, surreal horror, and unsettling intensity makes it polarising, which does explain the mixed reviews. Some readers really love the experience and the brain-twisting theories that it inspires. Others find it a bit too strange or disturbing. Many people do actually recommend rereading the book once you know the full plot and the twists and the theories, because the story shifts in meaning and new layers emerge. Whether you are captivated by its unsettling brilliance or puzzled by its strangeness, Bunny leaves you a lasting impression, and that's part of what makes Mona Awad's work just so impressive. So here's a question for you. Did you read Bunny and think the events were actually happening, or did you all see it as part of Samantha's mind? I would love to hear your theories in the comments, because that kind of question and ambiguity is part of what makes the book so haunting, and the discussions around the book can go in so many different directions. I personally love the schizophrenia theory. I think it does fit very well But again, I think this new book coming out will very much open eyes on what the first book actually meant and entailed. And I hope it's a great second book. So again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Bit different, just wanted to try a few new different things. And again, please like the video, comment your thoughts below, and I will see you in the next one.